We're going to start with CIP. Okay. CIP, it's all about who is your customer and are you comfortable that they are who they say they are. Now, as part of your customer identification program, CIP, you're going to gather certain bits of information like their name and their social security number or their tax ID number of some sort. You're going to get their address, and then you're going to verify that information with third-party documents or through some other process. Okay, that's your customer identification program. And ultimately, that's about getting a comfort level that this customer is who they say they are. Okay. CIP is a one and done exercise. Once you're comfortable that Kevin is who he says he is, then you move on. Okay. It's a one and done exercise. Now we're going to juxtapose that to CDD, or customer due diligence. Okay. And that's what we're going to be spending our time talking about today. Customer due diligence is all about the what, where, when, why, and how relative to the who. Okay, so we're comfortable that Kevin is who he says he is, but what does he do for a living? Where does the money come from? What types of transactions is he going to be engaged in? Why does he have this account in the first place? Or why is he applying for this loan? What are we going to use the funds for? When is he going to be transacting? Are there certain jurisdictions he's going to be sending money back and forth through? We're going to ask questions about all of our customers to figure out enough information about them so that we understand what is normal activity for them. Okay, so that's customer due diligence. We're going to develop what's called a customer risk profile, and we're going to update it over time. Customer due diligence is all about knowing who your customer is. Okay, so that's ultimately when we say know your customer, or KYC, ultimately that's what it's all about. Is, are we comfortable they are who they say they are? And do we know enough about them to be on the lookout for unusual activity? How can you know what's normal activity if you don't know enough about them to know what's normal? How can you spot unusual activity if you don't know enough about them to know what's unusual and what's usual? Ultimately, that's customer due diligence in a nutshell. Now, there's also enhanced customer due diligence. Now, enhanced customer due diligence are special rules for higher risk circumstances. You're going to ask certain questions about all of your customers, and you're going to get a baseline understanding of who they are and what they do. But then there's going to be certain customers that, because of the nature of their business, you're going to have additional questions that you're going to be asking, or maybe you're going to have special monitoring in place. For instance, it wouldn't make sense for you to ask every single one of your customers about their ATM procedures, or to ask them about whether or not they are licensed in for recreational marijuana. There's certain questions that it just doesn't make sense to ask everybody. That's where enhanced due diligence comes in. It's certain pointed specific areas of either questions or maybe monitoring, or maybe we're gathering documentation over time, but it's special for either that customer or that category of customers. Okay, so that's enhanced customer due diligence, and that's on a risk basis. We're going to set up special procedures for our higher risk customers.